Hello, how are you all? I hope you're well. Just when you thought it couldn't get any more absurd, New York City is like, please hold my beer. Let me show you how it's done. If we're gonna you if it's not first place, it's last. What was that? Talladega Nights. That's what New York City is doing right now with the absurdity. And I really, really do think that the leadership with New York City thought that they were just winning the game. They got all of these illegal immigrants that are coming up from border towns. And the reason they're coming up from border towns is because these border towns are being completely overrun with illegal immigration. And the Biden administration has let them in. All of these states with sanctuary laws are saying, come one, come all. And that is exactly what's happening. So some of these border states are sending them to other places to alleviate some of the pressure. These are really small towns that are on the border. They do not have the infrastructure or the resources to be able to deal with the influx of people that are coming in. And just to give you an example of that, this was either yesterday morning or this morning. I want to say it's this morning, one of the two. But this is happening every single day. But before I show you what's happening in New York City, let's have a little bit of context. So this is Bill Malhusian. He's been on the border since Biden took office. And this is in where are we at? This is Eagle Pass, Texas. So he says, we saw approximately 500 illegal crossings in multiple groups before sunrise in Eagle Pass this morning, including a group of 300 plus migrants. And the last week alone, Del Rio Sector Border Patrol reports over 8,000 illegal crossings and 3,300 known gotaways. So, gotaways are when they come over the border and they evade border security. Usually, they want to turn themselves into border security. That's where they can give their asylum status. They'll be put wherever they're given resources and all of that stuff, and they're given a court date. And that court date is when they will see a judge, and their asylum case will be either ruled as legitimate or not legitimate. And that's sort of the loophole in this whole system, is that you can just come over the border illegally, not even have a legitimate asylum claim, and you're still allowed to stay within the US and get resources on the taxpayer's dime. So now you understand why a lot of people are incentivized to cross illegally and to make illegitimate asylum claims. But just look at this number of people. I mean, just mass amounts of people. And this happens every single day. And these border towns have populations, some of them of just a few thousand people. Imagine in 1 week, you have a population of 2,000 to 3,000 people, maybe 10,000 people, maybe even 20,000 people. And you have 8,000 in your area just coming through there in 1 week. Those are numbers that would collapse a small local economy and a local town. So some of them are being blessed to sanctuary cities with more resources, with more capabilities, and cities that have actually voted to allow illegal immigrants in. And that's what's happening. And New York City is getting a flood of illegal immigrants, more than they can handle, because guess what? You can't have open borders and a welfare state. The two just don't yin and yang together in a perfect union. And especially New York City, which has a right to shelter law, and they're an asylum, or they're a sanctuary city. So right to shelter means that you have to have a bed for every single homeless person. You have to have a bed available for that person. And that's not what's happening. So since New York City has been getting all of these illegal immigrants, homeless people have been turned away from shelters. If you watched my video yesterday, I showed a video of one man who was homeless in New York, and he was saying that he's been waiting 6 months for housing, and he's watching these immigrants come off the bus, and they're met with charities. They're giving housing options, hotel rooms, some of them, clothes, meals, cell phones. And now we have we know what's in the tents. So they're building a tent city on Randall Island to house these immigrants. We also know that they are not putting, we know from inside Mayor Adams' office, this is what we know so far, maybe this will change, This is alleged from a person in his office that has said, no, we are not putting a cap on the migrants that we take in. We're going to take in as many as they're going to give us. We are not putting a cap on it. There are people in our office, in the mayor's office, that do not want us to put a cap on it. They do not want us to do that. They want us to take everyone that comes in, even though this will hurt the city of New York, even though this will hurt the constituents. And now we're going to see in real time how this is actually hurting them. This is one of the craziest things. I cannot even believe this is real. I feel like we're in a parody. This is parody. It has to be parody. It's the only way this makes sense. Okay, here we go. This is inside the new facility for the people that are coming into our country illegally. And just look how proud they are. Look how proud.
They will see a
let me rewind that so you get the full effect from the very beginning.
First walk in after intake, they will see a recreational room set up with rows of couches, TVs, Xboxes, and board games. There will also be a phone bank so migrants can connect with family in order to find more permanent housing.
We can do that in 24 hours, maybe even less. Many times, it's going to take longer than that. It could take days.
Next, there is a cafeteria that will provide migrants with 3 meals a day, and snacks, coffee, and tea will be available 24/7.
Those meals are all culturally appropriate. It is South American fare. The menu rotates on a regular basis.
It's kind of like my spa. Like, there was this spa that I used to go to in Los Angeles, and one of my favorite amenities was that they had coffee and tea available all the time. This really nice tea. I wonder if they're also having spa water available. Maybe that would be a cute touch. Maybe have some little water containers all over the facility. Maybe some fresh lemon, some fresh mint, maybe some cucumber. Make it really, really nice. My first thought is, wait a second. We could just do this? So, wait. Could we have just solved homelessness? Could we have just done this the whole time and we just weren't? Wait, what? Xboxes. Cushy couches. Coffee. Tea. Do you think the homeless people of New York City are getting these things? I don't think so. Well, we're going to hear from one of them right here.
Boxes, get the F out of here. The building I'm in is so effing awful. The smell is awful on every floor. The tents look 5 times better. Once a month, if I recognize the food, I'll eat it. But you taste some meals and you just don't know what it is. Also, here's what some New Yorkers that I interviewed yesterday had to say about this facility going up in their backyard.
What would you say to the mayor, since he's the one who decided to put that tent city there?
Help the people, citizen first, and after you're looking after the immigrant.
Yeah. I mean, what she is saying, that's not partisan, that's not political, that is common sense. That is a commonsensical way that you run a city. That is a commonsensical way that you run a country. Common sense. What happened? Well, now you have activist ideologues who are holding office who don't put their constituents first and who don't put their cities first. They put their ideology above all else. That's why you have clownish situations like this. And again, look how proud they were. They're going to have authentic South American cuisine. Do you think they're giving the homeless people authentic cuisine from where they're from? And keep in mind, I don't know if you saw that, but that particular facility was for single adult men. Single adult men who have entered our country illegally. Where are the children? Where are the women? Where are the elderly? I thought these countries were so dangerous that these families had to get out. Why are all these single adult, a lot of these cases, these are war-aged men, why are they not staying in their country and helping their women and their children and the elderly? Oh, because they're not legitimate asylum seekers. That's why. They're economic migrants, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. And a part of me, you know, I can't have respect for anyone that enters a country illegally and takes advantage of things. But at the same time, can you be that mad? We're allowing this to happen. We are aiding and abetting it. Not only that, we are buying them Xboxes. We are buying them Xboxes. Who paid for those Xboxes? Imagine being a New York City, imagine being a homeless person. And I mean, I want to buy that guy an Xbox. I would like to buy that man an Xbox. I feel for him. Oh, they get Xboxes? What? But also just imagine being a middle class New Yorker. You have watched your rent go out of control. You have watched crime get out of control. You're watching your back every time you're on the subway and every time you're walking anywhere in ways that you didn't always have to do. You're like, how am I going to afford things? My quality of life has gone down the tubes. And your mayor is building a compound with Xboxes and couches and authentic cuisine and 24-hour tea and coffee. What an absolute slap in the face to all of your constituents, homeless, middle class, whoever. And for the people that vote for this, I don't know what to say to you. This is why I am not for sanctuary cities. This is why I'm not for illegal immigration. It's not because I don't have compassion. I would actually argue it is because I have compassion. I have compassion for people. That is why I am not for illegal immigration. It's a crime industry. It's people taking advantage of systems. And then it's people that are actually citizens that need those services, that the services should be offered to first, who are being put on the back burner. And now I don't know why they don't have spa water. I'm going to write a complaint. These conditions are inhumane. They need spa water. I'm going to write a letter. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. The good news is these things are going public. And let me know what you think about all of that. I will see you later. Bye.